What is going on, everyone? It's Jay here. So I did decide to go ahead and do a sort of analysis, but yeah, I guess it's just an analysis of the opening because the opening, I think, for Fragmentary Passage has a lot of meaning as well as a lot of symbolism. And just there, I feel like there's also just a few points in there that we can definitely find important, I guess you could say, or at least I found important. Um, there are several scenes throughout the opening that make me believe that it could be slightly foreshadowing. I've talked about this before, but it's actually not the same scene as what I was talking about before. The last time I was talking about with Ventus, or Venitus rather, and Terranort facing Aqua, and I thought that maybe could be foreshadowing to Kingdom Hearts 3, which I still could. That could still definitely happen. I don't know if I'll touch up on that since I just did now, but there's another part in there. So let's go ahead and restart this trailer, and let's analyze it. You feel me? All right, so yeah, we see all this, and we haven't seen this before, but this is some really, really good quality. You see the ocean of what assumes to be, in front of Destiny Island, and it looks really good, and we get the whole intro for the opening cutscene. And of course, the opening cutscene is going to be in that really, really good, realistic looking quality that almost everything that Square Enix does is in, like their Final Fantasy movies and a lot of their other opening scenes. And they do it a lot for cutscenes in Final Fantasy as well. So we see bubbles coming up from under the ocean, and then it comes up to the kids running out into the ocean. We've seen that part, of course, but with these bubbles like kind of floating up, I think it definitely symbolizes, just Aqua being underwater, or rather in the realm of darkness, because obviously you see her charm here. And I also just want to point out, first and foremost, that the charms are basically symbolizing our characters. So the blue one would be Aqua, the yellow one would be Terra, and the green one would be Ventus. But moving forward, we saw Aqua's charm in the water. So then it kind of moves forward, and it shows Aqua being in underwater, and then she kind of falls to darkness. So since she was falling to darkness, and she seems to be in darkness, where is it? Right around, too far. Like right here, she seems to be, I guess, in darkness, I guess you could say. The charm, her charm was underwater just now, and Aqua's underwater. So that's like the first thing, just to kind of like point out how it symbolizes the characters. So you see her fall and go into the Station of Heart, and all right, so that's when we see all three charms fall into the ocean together. When they fall together, I think this symbolizes, basically just the beginning of Birth by Sleep and Birth by Sleep in general, how it's about those three characters. We see them falling, and that's when we get a lot of glimpse backs from Birth by Sleep. And then this is how I know it means people. So this is Aqua. It shows Aqua in the charm, but it shows memories of Aqua and what happened to her, in or at least I guess the tragedies that happened to her in Birth by Sleep. You see her, she faces off with her friends, and she sees destruction coming down upon them right here. What happened to him? Obviously, he was getting stricken down, and then he got turned into Xehanort. And then a bad memory, of course, from Ventus would be him getting bodied by Xehanort. He got destroyed. So, yeah, like I said, it was just kind of reminiscing what happens in Birth by Sleep. That's when Terra and Ventus's charm just kind of disappear into bubbles. Of course, I think that symbolizes them kind of disappearing at the end of Birth by Sleep. I think, more or less. We see Aqua, more reminiscing, and then so that's the end, basically. That's what it symbolizes. So that's when Aqua goes into Realm of Darkness alone, and then it shows a few more great things. So this is the part that makes me want to believe if there's any sort of foreshadowing, because in the opening, this is where Birth by Sleep ended. So what happens Birth by Sleep is fragmentary passage, of course, with Aqua. So I'll get back to that in just a moment, because I think there's going to be a few things right here, but I'll get back to that on the foreshadowing. We see her charm fall into her hands. We've seen this before, at least this part, but this is what we haven't seen. So we see, and they're holding their charms, Ventus and Terra. Unfortunately, we don't get to see Terra and Ventus, but we see Aqua, and she looks really good. Of course, everyone knows this. Just look at that. I'll get it in slow motion, kind of. Aqua looks so good. Just look at the quality of her. Like, this opening scene was just so amazing in so many ways. And we see the detail, at least, of Terra and Ventus. You know, Ventus's hair looks really, really good. And if we move back a little bit right here, we see their backs, of course. And you know, Ventus's hair looks really, really good, and Terra looks really good from behind. Even his armor on his arm, that looks really, really nice. But let's move forward. And that's when we see what we've already seen before. Terra and Ventus just kind of disappear, and then their charms fall. And we see them underwater. They kind of turn their backs on Aqua. And this is Aqua kind of reaching out to them, of course. She wants to save them. So this is the part where I thought could be foreshadowing, of course. Oh, wait, come on. Going too far ahead. So we see them twisting around, and then they turned into Xehanort hearts. So it actually transfers over into another screen, or transitions rather, into a different scene that we saw before. We see, hold on, I want to make sure. We see what seems to be 5 Xehanort hearts. Because, you know, this is what it seems like this is what they're symbolizing. They even all go onto the Xehanort chairs, organization chairs. But we see 5 Xehanort hearts, all floating towards the Castle of Dreams. So someone else has told me that this is actually not the Castle of Dreams, and I saw this on my video, my reaction video. I just want to take a closer look, because one thing that will easily determine it will be if I see a clock or something of the sort. But I don't know what other world this could be. He says that it could be the one from Sleeping Beauty. But the thing is that with this little kind of ocean or lake around the castle, that indicates to me that this is the Castle of Dreams. So what I think this is symbolizing, or at least referencing, is possibly Fragmentary Passage itself. Because of course, the first of many worlds that Aqua goes into in Fragmentary Passage is the Castle of Dreams. And we see the light kind of get taken away from Castle of Dreams, from these Xehanort hearts, or souls, or wills, or whatever. But this is what I'm thinking, at least possibly. I had a theory that it's possible that with these 5 Xehanort hearts circling around Castle of Dreams, and Castle of Dreams possibly kind of symbolizing the Fragmentary Passage game itself, is it possible that we might get more reveals of other Xehanorts in this game? I know it's a long shot, and it's just because of this, you know, opening, but it's the opening to Fragmentary Passage itself. So it's going to be telling at least a little bit something of the story. And we see 5 out of 13 Seekers of Darkness, hearts rather, circling around the Castle of Dreams, where Aqua will be in Fragmentary Passage, and it takes the light from that world. That's a symbolization right there in and of itself, taking away the light. But is it possible that any other Xehanorts might be revealed within this game? I know that this game might have a big connection to the Foretellers, and that's why they have back cover in the collection of the game. But I have a feeling that maybe 1 or 2, hopefully, Xehanorts will be revealed. New ones, of course. That would be really cool, because we only know of 5, I believe. Yes, we only know of 5. We possibly know of 7. So that's Xehanort, Ansem, Xemnas, Zigbar, or Brig rather, and Isa. That's the 5 confirmed. And then the 2 other ones that are still theory or just a speculation are Terranort, like the original Terranort body, not Xemnas, and Vanitas. We saw a chess piece in the original trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 where it was, facing against Sora's team, or the Guardians of Light and the Seekers of Darkness. It had symbolism in that chess game, and we saw Vanitas' symbol, so that indicates that he's going to be a Xehanort, or at least a Seeker of Darkness, not a Xehanort, rather. So I'm actually editing the video out right now, but after listening to what I said and then watching my video again, it just made me realize one thing and makes me think that this is still definitely a possibility. So basically, I was wrong, and there's actually 8 Seekers of Darkness that are confirmed already. The other one would be actually young Xehanort. So if there's 8 that's already confirmed, and then 5 here that are shown in the Fragmentary Passage or at the Castle of Dreams, is it still even more possible that we will be able to see the other 5 Seekers of Darkness getting revealed in Fragmentary Passage? Again, it's still a long shot, but realizing this just made me want to believe it even more, so I wanted to point it out myself. Anyways, let's continue. I'm digressing. And then we see these Wills of Darkness, or Hearts, Seekers of Darkness, all circulate and then place themselves on each chair of Organization 13. And it looks really cool, actually. Hold on, let me see if I can get a nice little... that's about the best I can do. That looks really good. Like I said, symbolization, because 5 of them went to the Castle of Dreams, and then they all met up at the 13 chairs. So that's why I'm thinking maybe so they had the power to enter Sora's dreams. What doesn't give them the power to be in the realm of darkness if they need to be during the events of Fragmentary Passage? Because Aqua's still alive, and she's still in another world, the realm of darkness. It just doesn't, I can't explain it, but other people can still be in there at the same time. For example, Mickey. So even though it's reflecting Aqua's memories, what prevents it from it being possible that there are other Seekers of Darkness in her memories, or reflecting in her memories to try and get more information or get the edge? Because there's a Seeker of Darkness, they're trying to do something. I don't know what they're going to be doing, but that's just a theory of mine. But let's continue. So that's when we see the 2 charms of Terra and Ventus come back. I honestly don't know what that could mean. So they come back down. Well, actually, hold on, right there. So they come down, and they're back in their Vanitas and Terranort form. And this is so we already seen this part. Aqua kind of comes behind them and tries to reach out for them, and then they turn around and fight her. So originally I thought that this could mean that this symbolizes them being in the Keyblade graveyard in Kingdom Hearts 3 fighting the final battle, symbolizing what they looked like in the last time they met, and possibly the next time they meet. But then we actually see Aqua turn around, unleash her Keyblade, and then they start fighting, which is really, really fun to watch. You guys know I like fight scenes, and look at this, man. Let me see if I can get a nice... that's not bad. Oh, no, that's the only one I can get. He unleashes darkness from his dark Keyblade. I always forget what the name of that Keyblade is. Look at that. I really like the quality of how those energy balls looked. Hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at that. They look hella strong. I have a feeling that's what they're gonna look like now in Kingdom Hearts 3 and or a Fragmentary Passage. It looks really, really good. So she's hitting them to try and dodge them, but that's when he comes in and swings. we get a good scene right. Hold on, her eyes look ugly. All right, right there. We get a good one right here. A good scene. It looks really good. Terranor gets up in her face. That's when he throws her back, and we see them both land. And in this whole part, there's not much symbolism. I think it's just a fight. But oh, son, oh, fresh, and fresh. These two characters are the freshest and strongest characters alive. Let's continue. That's when we see Mickey actually fall down. We see Aqua kind of helpless against Terra and Vanitas. And then we see a Station of Heart, which is weird. And it's Sora's Station of Heart. So I don't know. I feel like what that could mean is just the fact that Sora connects them all. So I can't really say anything else other than that. So, but let's continue. We see Mickey come down. And the move that he does here, so I was thinking of two moves. He's either doing Shadow Breaker from Dream Drop Distance, or he's just doing his command that you can do in Birth by Sleep when you're playing as Aqua, or and I think also Ventus at one point when you're with Mickey and he's on your team, you have this reaction command that allows you guys to go back to back and use the power of friendship, I guess you could say, or the power of light more accurately, and create like a beam around you guys. That kind of looks like this. So I think that's what it is, more or less. And then we actually see, wow, that's a really good picture. And then it's all blurry, but you can see the oh man, you can see the detail in that Keyblade. Jeez, that Keyblade looks really good. Sorry, you guys know I pay really close attention to detail. And this looks just so great. Just look at Mickey too. That looks really nice. So that's when he helps Aqua out to fight against them. Excuse me. So there is a little bit more symbolism in this part. You know, they help out to fight Terranor and Vanitas. So we see, okay, you get a few good shots right here. So I'm gonna go slower. We see Aqua facing Vanitas, swing, good picture. And then Mickey's against Terranor, which is a little bit different because he's never really faced Terranor before. That's a good picture too, right there. Terranor's hair is freaking crazy though. And then we actually also get Mickey versus Vanitas, that's accurate. That's happened before. And then I think right there, yeah, wait, hold on. Okay, it just looked brown to me. Terranor's hair. That's when she swings. And then this is a part that I think has a lot of symbolism. They look at that. They both swing at them at the same time, and as they block, they get hit back and they hit each other's back. And I don't know. Perhaps it's the way that at least on Terranor's side, the way that his hair looks, even though the hair color changed for both of them, the way that it looks on the right side, it makes me believe that, you know, with them hitting each other's back, they both return to their original selves. Like, that's what it means, possibly. So I feel like this could still be furthermore foreshadowing for Terra and Vanitas. So I don't know how Vanitas can come back, because Vanitas and Ventus combination, the Vanitas combination, was only possible in Birth by Sleep. I don't know if it would happen again in Kingdom Hearts 3, because we know that Ventus is coming back. We know that Vanitas is coming back as a Seeker of Darkness. So just with that in general, I think that it's possible that Vanitas and Ventus can fuse back together again. But I just don't see how that's gonna make sense in honesty. But we'll see what happens. And then with Terranor, you know, that's just the Dark Seeker heart leaving his body and he's becoming himself again. But that's when we see Aqua falling. Not really falling in this one. Looks like she's flying, gliding. But well, no, they're all falling. And then so this is wild. This is just a great scene. This breaks my heart. So we see them all hold hands and they're all falling down, you know, as friends. And it's just a really, like, I guess, nostalgic and really good feeling to see that. But that's when we see them kind of fall into darkness. And of course, a lot of people thought that this could be several other of the other Xehanorts, but not actually Xehanort. But it did end up just being several old Xehanorts. I was talking about like other Seekers of Darkness, but they're all Xehanort. They're all the same. So we see. Let me see if I can get a better one. We see Ventus, Aqua, and Terra all facing Xehanort, and you know, it's great symbolism that how he's at the top, and then there's Kingdom Hearts behind him, and then that's when he unleashes his dark orb, which really looks even better now. Beforehand it really looked like a sphere, like a ball of magic. With this one it looks more like it's not so much of a ball. It's in the shape of a ball, but it doesn't have the outlines, so it's kind of just sort of like a ball of fire, at least it seems like, because of the magical effects of it. And but that's definitely darkness, and then of course he crushes that, and that unleashes darkness upon Terra, Ventus, and Aqua, you know, and he changed their destinies. That's what Mickey was getting at in Dream Drop Distance. But that's when Aqua turns around and saves her two friends yet again, and it symbolizes them, you know, reaching out to her, trying to save her, and she's just happy that, you know, she felt happy with what she was able to do, and she tried to save her friends. From her perspective, she was able to save them. She doesn't know what happened on the other side. So she's happy with what she was able to do. She's happy to fall to darkness, saving her two friends, risking everything for them. So this is what symbolizes her falling into darkness. And what this is more symbolism and foreshadowing. This is her, Aqua, her charm, falling into darkness. The symbolism here is that at the end of Fragmentary Passage, she was falling into darkness. I don't know if it's the end, but it's an educated guess that it's the end. It's in the 2.8 trailer. We see Aqua falling down into darkness. She even says, "Now I can become one with darkness." And Mickey saves her. Yes, Mickey saves her in a weird way. But this is even more symbolism, because in general she's in the realm of darkness and she's falling. That's when a beam of light appears. And that's when she, you know, she wakes up from the dark dream, and she opens her eyes to see Sora's hand reaching out to her in the darkness to pull her out. Literally, if y'all don't understand that last message, I'm gonna explain it just in case. Of course, this symbolizes possibly at some point in Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't know if she's gonna get saved at the end of Fragmentary Passage, because this opening does basically show a lot of reminiscence to from Birth by Sleep, but it basically shows the beginning of Birth by Sleep, what happens at the end, and then kind of showing what could happen in Fragmentary Passage, and then it just kind of ends there. So I don't know if this is just basically foreshadowing Sora saving her in general, because we all know that that's what's gonna end up happening, and you know, everyone knows that part. But is it saying that it's gonna happen in Kingdom Hearts Fragmentary Passage at the end? Or I don't think so, because no, that's not gonna happen. Never mind, it's not possible. This is definitely gonna be in Kingdom Hearts 3, but it's just interesting because he has the Kingdom Hearts 2 glove on. So, you know, does that really point out what part of the timeline he's gonna be doing it in, or did they just use that character model? But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis, there was a lot to go over because there's just a lot of things that I thought was very interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, be sure to subscribe or give it a thumbs up. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video.